Hi guys.
Switch camera button. Switch camera button. Switch camera.
So this is all about this thing here, note, and we're going to do a step-by-step tutorial on how you can do some programming on the Braille note, and this is obviously anybody who's blind or visually impaired that's coming to work for my imaginary company MindMob, and we've got a few people are blind and they're saying they want to do code, but they haven't got the systems. And if you have a Braille note, all you need is the word processor, and I'm going to talk you all the way through it. There are no compilers for the Braille note. I've been speaking to a few people, but there are loads of compilers for different types of code. The code we're going to be the two types of code that I'm going to teach people on is BASIC and Python. Two very understandable codes. I obviously work for another company where I have to do a little bit of code for robotic projects, so I'm learning how to do that because all my project briefs have to be done in code. Because when they get the project brief, the code has to be in the project brief, so they can just copy and paste the code, so then they can work a bit more on code. It's kind of for manufacturers, so everybody works for this other company that I've been involved in. So anyways, I'll show you anything that I work on. I'll show you within these videos. I'm charging my iPad. I'm also charging the Braille note. This is a behind the scenes vid, really. So I'm going to teach you in this vid, but I'm also going to teach you in another tutorial. Hence why I'm not going to go too in depth, but we are going to do something for those who want to get started on their Braille notes and write programs. Now, our company is also writing I'm involved in writing the CyberClans app, which I've been brought in on the code side for that because I wanted to do a project where I featured the little bit of code on, and I am writing the weather page, but that's going to be done in basic HTML, which will be done on the Braille note. We'll also do courses on how to do that. Now, whatever you do on the Braille note, right, you need to make sure that your Braille note is fully powered. Either you're plugged into a wall or you've got full battery power to do this. So, anyways, I'm going to put you onto the back-facing camera, the front-facing camera, so some of those can see what I'm doing, but it's not listening really.
Switch camera button. Switch camera.
So the first thing you'll want to do is make sure your Braille note is turned on. Hang on a minute, just stand this phone up. So the first thing you'll want to do is make sure your Braille note is turned on. So on the left side of your Braille note will be a switch. Make sure it's faced in the on position.
Main menu.
You'll hear the main menu. Press your space bar once.
Word processor.
You hit word processor. Hit the enter key.
Keyword menu.
Here it says keyword menu. I'm going to hit enter again.
Create a document.
That's what we want to do. Hit enter again.
Folder name. Press enter for none.
I'll just use my default folder, which is none for now.
Document to create.
Now we want to. It'll just be a. Don't hit enter just yet. You're now into where it asks you for a document to create. We're going to go a little bit advanced here, folks. We're going to hit the backspace key, which is on the very far left, and we're going to hit that, and we're going to hold the backspace key, and we're going to do X, which is dots 1, 3, 4, 6. If you have a Braille Note QT, it'll be I think it's Control and I don't know. I'll look at the when I do the actual tutorial. I'll look at the thing for that. But anyway, what we want to do is we want to hit backspace with X.
Create a Braille document. Keyword type. Document to create.
And we're listening for the text file. It'll have all different documents. But we want to hear where it says text file.
Create a text document. Keyword type. Document to create. Computer Braille is required.
It's just said create a text. Create a text document. Computer Braille is required. Want to hit enter here.
Document to create. Computer Braille is required.
Now, computer Braille basically means we can't use any contractions, short abbreviations. If we do, there'll be sometimes numbers like this. So we just want to call it something simple. We're going to call it hello.
H-E-L-L-O.
Hello world.
Space.
Hello space.
W-E-R-L-D. This is a text document. Computer Braille is required. Top of document. Blank.
Here it says this is a text document. Computer Braille is required.
Space.
Hit space.
Space.
Delete the space, which I've just done. And on the top, on the left-hand side of your Braille display, you'll feel the lower C to show we're at the start of the line. It took me a while to find out how to do open close quotes, but it's just dot 4 on its own for an open quote, so we hit dot 4, double quote, and then we're going to type the word print. P-R-I-N-T. No short abbreviations. Then we're going to hit space.
Space.
And then we're going to do
H-E-L-L-O.
hello
Space.
space
W-E-L-D.
hello world. Hit enter.
New line.
It doesn't run anything, but I have noticed the text changes on the line above. You've got the print there. Hello world. We're actually going to do it we're actually doing it in Python. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything. So
L-E-W space O-L-L-E-H space T-N-I-R-E double quote.
And we're going to do it in basic. So no quotes this time when we type print. We're just going to type print.
P-R-I-N-T.
Print space. We're going to do a quote,
Double quote.
which is just dot 4. We're going to do hello world again.
H-E-L-L-O space W-E-L-L-R-L-D.
Hello world.
Double quote.
End the quote.
Bottom of document. New line.
I should hit enter there. Hello world. So there you go. That's how you to write a program document. So let's go through everything again. You open word processor from your main menu. You click your document, create document. You want to make sure you got a new document. Hit enter. Make sure in the folder you want to be in as well. Then do backspace with X to make sure you get to the right document. Make sure it's a text file, and then write all the text you need to type as I've just done then. I know a lot of programming on the Braille note is done through ASCII text, which I don't know how to write. It has a built-in. The Braille note has a built-in compiler for doing ASCII text, but it doesn't have a built-in compiler for. Why can I smell lipstick? It doesn't have a built-in compiler for doing stuff like Python or Ruby or PHP or Basic. Just basic programming. But we've just done two. Then we did the Python and we've done the Basic, which both the difference with Python is there are no quotes when we type "Hello World," where when we do Basic, there are quotes when we do "Hello World." And I'm saving this because this is environmental test. It tests the. A lot of programmers use "Hello World" because it tests the environment, and obviously you could type whatever you wanted. You can print whatever you wanted in a text file. I think on the line below, excuse me, if this was basic, if I was going to put it into a basic compiler, I'd type the word run, but I'm not going to type the word run because this script is only a test script, so I won't be running this script. But when we re-come to do this script, we will be typing run on the next line. So just be aware of that one. And there's not a lot of YouTube tutorials that teach people how to program using text files on the Braille Note BT. So I'll be doing that. And it's not included in HumanWare training. I've rang HumanWare and said, is there anything you can do for programming? They've just said the ASCII text stuff, it's all in the user guide, but it's not in the user manual at all. There's nothing in the manuals to describe what I've just told you there, because obviously HumanWare, they're kind of like the Braille Note's kind of it's more seen as a note-taking device than a device that always does more. And I always like to push the machine to its every single height that it can. I mean, the older Braille notes are being hacked to death. This isn't being hacked to do compiling. However, there are some compilers out there which I think you can download for the Braille note, but I wouldn't go around trying to download compilers because I'm not sure what they could do to your Braille note. So just write the program and then compile it elsewhere. So obviously I will test these scripts on my Mac to check that they actually open and stuff like that. And obviously you guys will get to know firsthand, get to see what we've done firsthand. Um, but obviously, for those guys who can't see, I will just find a way of it showing how it runs firsthand. But I guess there's a you know um, people programming with braille displays. It can be done. There are programmers out there who are totally blind, um, and we tend to use Basic or Python. So they're the two scripts that we tend to use. Obviously, Python is a really good script. It's a fantastic program script, and Basic is obviously the fantastic script as well. And there's been loads done in these programming languages, and very understandable. And it's nothing technical like JavaScript or C++. With those programming scripts, you have to kind of your head has to be in a totally different space to be able to understand those programs. Um, However, I'm just doing this as a hobby-based thing, teaching you guys a new hobby. Um, you might be bored and you might be thinking, I just want to do something with my Braille note today. I want to turn it on and do something. So there you go. That's what you can do. You can write a program. Um, you can write all these things. If you can write stuff like print, um, you know, if you want to use Python, make sure you've got your quotes before. If you're doing Basic, do the quotes when you're writing the actual text. So that's it, guys. And obviously, when I hit enter, my text changed. So obviously, this thing is obviously knows that this is code. What we're typing here. This is actually code. Um, and yeah, I like code.
Finish. 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 Button. Finish. Alert. Are you sure that you want to stop streaming? Heading. Are you sure that you... Are you sure? Are you sure?